Welcome back to my vlog. In this voiceover style vlog, you'll be watching me go from Manchester to Turkey. I went through Turkish Airlines, and honestly, one of the best airlines of ever that I've taken. The airport itself was amazing. They upgraded to a new one when I took this vlog, and the journey home was so relaxing. I took this really bougie Uber that was arranged for me, and it was just so nice to sit in after a long journey. The next day I went to a really famous place in Istanbul, which is where I was staying for this trip, and we went to the Grand Bazaar. They sell a variety of things, from spices to homeware to food to jewellery. Everything you name, this place has it. One place I stopped in particular was this tea specialist. They sell powdered teas that are based on sugar and a blended fruit blend. I bought a lemon and a pomegranate tea from there. We then got recommended to go into something called Yeni Han, which is a plaza that was renovated in the middle of the Grand Bazaar. It is amazing on the inside. There is a cafe right in the middle that has homemade coffees and teas with a variety of blends that you can personally buy after. They have different shops for you to go into. One of my favourite parts was when I bought this ready-made dough that was made by a Turkish grandma, and she makes it in front of you and you fill it with the toppings that you want, and it was amazing to watch. We got the Turkish coffee and I tried a tea blend, and it came with a little sweet, and then we had the cheese stuffed bread with it, and honestly, 10 out of 10. I think about this meal every single day. I want to go back, honestly. After that, I went and bought some chocolates from a little stall in Yeni Han. I'll put the address down in the bio for you to go visit and look at yourself if you're ever in Istanbul, but it was amazing. The other famous part about the Grand Bazaar is the absolute insane amount of Turkish teaware you can get and Turkish coffeeware. I personally bought a set that had a little bee design on it, but it was amazing and it was just so lovely and beautiful outside. You'll also notice throughout this vlog there will be an abundance of cats, so enjoy that, as Istanbul has a lot of stray cats. From what I understand, I think they do TNR, which is trap and neuter, but you might have to research that by yourself. So this is the breakfast that I had in Istanbul. It's served by the hotel I was staying at, which I'll put in the bio, but it was beautiful. I think about this every day. I did some work while I was there, just so I can keep up with my job, but look at the way that they spell my name on the cup. I guess this is what my name is in Turkish. In the middle of Istanbul, you'll also find the most beautiful cafes and the most beautiful desserts to choose from. If you're trying to diet or stay healthy during this trip, it will be very difficult. To finish off this day, which was a bit of a short one, we went to Venezia Mall. This is a Venice-style mall that is an outlet mall on the Asian side of Turkey, from what I remember. It has a lot of beautiful things for you to look at, and I just stayed in this chain cafe after. I tried this double chocolate cookie, and they had this like Kinder Bueno stuffed shows that were really good. I think about this food too. Honestly, I think about all the Turkish food. Day 3 we did something a little bit special, and we went to a cafe that is on the river in the middle of Istanbul, which is called the House Cafe. Look at how beautiful that view is. I would rate this food definitely a 10 out of 10. This will also be in the bio. It's a highly requested cafe that's really famous there, and I recommend people to go if they're ever in Istanbul. This was the most beautiful view when we were crossing from Europe into Asia. And one thing that you'll notice in Turkey is they will have these insanely huge malls, in Istanbul at least. And this was another mall that I went to called Akasya Mall. And it was so beautiful on the inside, like it is with every mall. So I just enjoyed the rest of my day there. And they have a lot of shops that we don't have in the UK and a lot of cafes that we don't have here as well. For day 4, we went to one of the most famous areas in Istanbul, and obviously I had to get a souvenir of this specific area. So we went to the Hagia Sophia, which was a church that has been reclaimed as a mosque, but initially it did start off as a mosque. The outside is so beautiful and it is quite busy and full with tourists, so I'd recommend to go early and not around the prayer times because people can actually go and pray in there if they want to. The interior is really beautiful, has a lot of mixes between Islamic and Catholic art, which is, an appreciation of how mixed cultures and religion can be. But when you go in, you have to put your shoes into a storage, which is very typical of mosques, so if you do decide to go, make sure you wear something that's easy to take off and put on. We went back outside to see the Blue Mosque, but unfortunately it was closed. I do recommend people to go to this when it's finished renovations. For our final day, we visited another famous historical location. It was in the most beautiful neighborhood, and I found the most beautiful boutiques here. This area is known as Galata, and it's around Galata Tower. But before we go to the tower, I went to a famous cafe that is in Istanbul that is called Viyana Caddesi, and they're famous for Sebastian cheesecakes. Afterwards, we made our way back to the tower. You do have to line up to pay a ticket to get inside, but from what I understand, if you want to go to quite a few of the touristy like museums and attractions that require money, there is a pass that you can get where you just pay one fee and then you're able to use that card to get into it anywhere. So make sure you look out for that. Galata was surprisingly not that expensive, and when you go up there is an elevator that you take and then some steps, and it was very high up that you could see Istanbul from the European side, the Asian side, and the beautiful mountains. And after that I went back to do some window shopping. I would recommend to come to Galata first because there is a lot of boutiques here that may have better teaware and coffeeware and other items that you may prefer compared to the Grand Bazaar. I went back to a shop to buy some coffee cups. The shop is called Halt. I'll try to see if I can find it and put it in the bio, but it was so beautiful inside and I really recommend it. And then it started raining really heavily, so we took a taxi and we went to one of the biggest malls that had a beautiful Zara beauty section. I took some, but they have them Hagia and it tastes so good. I also got some, this is like flira, like bread, sweet bread, but you can have it savory too. Got some of that. They have so much stuff. They have vegan cheese. It's my last day here. Like last couple of hours, so I can't buy cheese fries. I want to get some souvenirs for my friends, so I think I might get different kinds of coffee. Just a few here. And that was the end of my trip. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. See you next time.